Sorry for getting this out late. The original file I had for this recording got corrupted because, of course it did. Well, anyways, let's get started on those questions now. You guys waited long enough. The first one's from Vic. If you can meet any Tales character in real life, who would it be and why? Rapide, because he's a dog that takes care of himself. He's quite literally the perfect animal companion. Though that may be a cheap answer, so to give you a human, so to speak, I'd say Zavid, since he's the Tales equivalent of Kamina. What would you like to see in the next Tales game, regarding combat mechanics, character archetypes, setting, etc.? Combat-wise, I'd like for them to go back to something more like Vesperia or Exilia, though that's pretty unlikely considering their track record recently. I would also like for them to keep the whole character-specific ability they've been doing since Graces, as it's an easy way for them to differentiate the cast. I'd also want them to flesh it out by giving each character like one offensive and one defensive trait, like a character that's able to use a stance system for evasion purposes, but can also do specific arts out of that stance for mind games and the like. I don't know what I'd really want for character archetypes. My first answer would be more aerial specialist, because outside of Mila and Judith, most of the time, a character's aerial capabilities are based on the game that they're in and not the character themselves. Eleanor, I'm looking at you. The setting for the games is more of a case of world building, which, if we're talking the Zesty-verse, they've done a pretty good job with those two recent games. But if we keep getting more Zesty-verse games, then we keep getting more games where I can't jump, and that makes me a sad boy. Which runners would you like to meet in person and why? Magnus, you, Samu, and Matt come to mind the most, and it may just be because I talk to them the most, but I vibe well with you guys to the point where I don't think meeting in real life would be a problem, you know, if the Atlantic Ocean wasn't a thing. And finally, which upcoming release are you looking forward to the most? I honestly don't know. Maybe that DBZ Fighter game, but even then I don't play fighting games all that much these days. I'm pretty content on the games I have at the moment, but if I had to pick one, then probably that.
And what about that Persona 3 dancing all night though, you know?
Next up is Samu. What do you think of Crash Bandicoot? Whoa. If you want a serious answer, though, I'm a casual, or I guess you could call me a crasual. I played Crash 2 in elementary school and loved it, even though it was apparently the worst one, and I played Wrath of Cortex in middle school, and I thought it was okay despite Crunch being the only boss. But that's the extent of my experience in the series. I would play the Insane Trilogy if I had a PS4, but, you know. Now on to Kev's questions. When will be our friendlies in Smash 3DS? Maybe soon? I'm trying to get back into Smash, but my 3DS is just plain old and the circle pad is starting to come off. But I'll try and set something up before it breaks down for good and proceeds to get bodied. Do you want the next Tales Up to have a system less Zestiria-ish or Berseria-ish? If it has a system like that, will you get it? I answered part of this in Vic's question, but personally, no. Those aren't really my thing, honestly. I'm more of an aerial trap-based player, and the lack of those in those two games really irks me. I mean, there's traps in Berseria and Zesty, but not as much as, say, Exilia 2. But, that's not the big thing. The big thing is the lack of jumping. For some reason, that really bothers me, and I know it sounds petty, but that's just how I feel about it. I do like Rose, and to a lesser extent Rokuro, for trying to incorporate those playstyles in the said system, but the system itself is the problem in my book. And I mean, I'll buy the game if it's good and play for the experience at the very least, but and again, I haven't bought Brazilia yet, and that game is an apparent godsend. Last but not least is Best Girl Homura. Who is your favorite character and why is it Luger? This is a harder question for me to answer than you think, so much so that I'll probably make a whole nother video on it to explain this, but as for now, I think Falling Snow would be a good reason. Oh yeah, and the Luger yells. Malik Solo Run When. But when I get my purple Speedo ready. Rowan Solo Run When. Ask Vic. Insert another horrible character here. So you mean Symphonia 2 Genus No Damage When. Kendama Mindgames. That's all you need to know. And how much would you pay for your solo run for Luger to be done already? 20 million gold.